Hello, I'm your host, K1D Comment, and welcome to my series I like to call Half-Ass Reviews, the series in which I review a game in which I'm only halfway done with. And this week, I'm covering Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Yotei is a sequel to the highly acclaimed Ghost of Tsushima, a game so well received that both directors became tourism ambassadors for the island of Tsushima. But before I could talk about the game, I have to talk about the people who made it, being Sucker Punch Production. Before Sucker Punch came to be, we have to hit it back in the past. Before becoming one of PlayStation's premier developers, we instead have to head in the opposite direction, being Xbox. But we have to go even further back, before the existence of the Xbox, all the way to a young Microsoft. And by young, I mean it's been around for like 25 years, or a quarter of a century. Around this time, Microsoft is in its construction phase, having partnered with NBC to create MSNBC, launched both Expedia and Internet Gaming Zone, aka MSN Gaming Zone, is getting ready to both partner with Apple, putting their software on Macintosh computers, and getting to release Windows 98. The winds of creation was in full effect to the point in which 6 employees decided to say, fuck it, let's make something ourselves. And in October of 1997, the 6 founded Sucker Punch Productions, and they immediately hit a wall. They couldn't find a publisher or funding, but after persevering, they managed to release Rocket Robot on Wheels on the Nintendo 64. The game was received well with positive reviews, but nobody bought that shit, and people was just mad towards the game. So, for the next game, they decided to go with something more fun, being Sly Cooper and the Devious Raccoonist. But before starting development, they decided to actually have a backing before they started developing. So they went to where they believed that a new platform would have the highest chance to succeed, being Sony for the PS2. And with this, the rest is history. Sly Cooper comes out in 2002 and it is a massive success, having Sony give them a green light for more of them. Within 3 years, 2 more Sly Cooper games is released. Sucker Punch then goes back in the studio and creates Infamous, releasing it in 2009. Again, another success. With this, Infamous 2 is released 2 years later in 2011, the same year that Sony says fuck it and buys Sucker Punch Productions. More time passed and more Infamous games is dropped. And like previous times, Sucker Punch heads back into the studio and then to Tsushima to then drop Ghost of Tsushima. With this, we're caught up to their most recent game being Ghost of Yotei, which so far seems to be on track on selling the same amount as Tsushima, which is surprising given that Tsushima was released July 2020, aka during COVID, and was also $10 cheaper. And due to the controversy of surrounding Yotei, which one you may be asking? Is it the new protagonist being a woman and replacing Jen? Is it the lead actress being harassed and being called woke due to her political stance on police during the Black Lives Matter movement? Is it because of the water not making things wet? Is it because a nearly 10-year veteran artist of Sucker Punch, Drew Harrison, going on Twitter and tweeting, yeah, I said Twitter. It's Twitter, I don't give a damn about X. Tweeting, I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back. Shit, maybe. Side note, the person who said that was fired. Sony released this message saying, Drew's no longer an employee here. I think we're aligned as a studio that celebrating or making light of someone's murder is a deal breaker for us. And we condemn that. Kind of in no uncertain terms. That's sort of our studio, and that's kind of where we are. Understandable. At the end of the day, it's a business, and it doesn't look the best to celebrate a person's death. Or I should say this person, because you can celebrate some niggas dying. Like I remember Osama bin Laden. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I thought the nigga John Cena killed him himself. Personally, I subscribe to the idea of celebrating people dying is weird. I also subscribe to the notion, niggas get shot day, B. You be alright. You tough.
You tough, right?
And he in fact was not tough. And if you get mad at that, just know he agrees with my way of thinking.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
But enough of this background stuff, let's get into the review. If you're new, which you probably are, I will be reviewing the game to my standards, being story, world, gameplay, and comic. Starting off with story. Ghost of Yotei has your standard group revenge plot. You take on a group that had wronged you, picking off each member one by one, as the group kinda does really nothing to impede the main character's mission. The game doesn't tread on new ground. Both Assassin's Creed Origins and Shadows follow the exact formula. Hell, the whole Assassin's Creed franchise could fit. The Last of Us Part 2, Asura's Wrath, Red Dead Redemption to a certain extent, Dishonored, the God of War trilogy, Sifu, Persona 5 if I really stretch it. Point is, getting your leg back is nothing new. In this game, you're going up against the Yotei 6, a group that killed the protagonist's family, causing her to be an orphan. Growing up alone, she's forced to learn how to survive, basically becoming a wandering sword/mercenary. Fast forward some years, she returns home in lieu of the Yotei 6 not being dead yet. She returns to them having gone from simple outlaws to them having damn near multiple de facto states. Overall, the story is okay so far. I'm not the biggest fan of how the main mission plays out. Like, you can pick and choose who you're going to target/go for. You can go from Yotei to Yotei. You don't have to like stick to a storyline. Stopping and going to another, stop and go another, that type of thing. I like the Ghost of Tsushima better, how the story was split up into like acts. It made the story seem as though it was flowing forward better. Compared to this more open mission type beat, the story is actually held together better thanks to Atsu and the characters, aka her wolf pack. Ghost of Yotei's characters are a step up from the previous entry. While each character is affected by the influence of the Yotei 6, it's in a way that allows for them to actually have human emotions. And what I mean by that is, compared to Ghost of Tsushima, where the people was dealing directly with the Khan's forces, Yotei instead gives the villains of the game multiple years to grow in power. The time from when the protagonist's family was killed and her return was about 16 years of the Yotei 6 basically running rampant. All the early fighting's out the way, and now people are getting used to the 6 being there. It allows for the side characters to have some personality to a degree. Joking and laughing is something that is increased in this game. While the serious tone is still there, there's still some more minor jovial/lighthearted moments. More banners thanks to the 16-year time skip compared to the couple weeks in Tsushima. Speaking of the side characters, it's time to talk about the main character, being Atsu. I'm gonna keep it being with you. I like her better than Jin. Atsu is a very goal-oriented character to her own detriment. She feels like a mixture of Yuna and Khan from Ghost of Tsushima. She has a mix of both doing whatever she needs to do to achieve her goals, along with ruthlessness to do so. Both qualities she needs if she wants to survive in the world. Ghost of Yotei is slightly bigger than its predecessor. The map consists of 6 areas, being the Yotei Grasslands, Ishiraka Plains, Teshio Ridge, Nayuro Wilds, Takashi Range, and Oshima Coast. So far, I've played for about 60 to 80 hours, and I've been to all of them except for the Oshima Coast. So everything I say doesn't apply to the coast. So with that being said, all the areas are the same, but completely different. Follow me, right? Yotei Grasslands and Togashi Range are the exact same, except Togashi Range has swamps, some forests, and mountains. Ishiraka Plain is just like Togashi Range, except remove the swamps, increase mountains and forests, also add a coast. And set everything on fire. Teshio Ridge is like all 3 previous areas, minus the swamp and fire, and add a ton of snow. The Noroyo Wilds is like Togashi Range if you take away anything that made it similar to the Yotei Grasslands, increase forest to the max, increase the mountain, and add some snow. The shit sound kind of stupid now that I'm saying it out loud, but if you play, you'll understand once you see the map. A map you'll be looking at often due to the missions. The game sports a total of 5 different types of missions, being revenge, bounties, tales, myths, and sensei. The revenge missions are the main missions, the main story missions, hunting down the Yotei 6. Bounty missions are exactly what they say. You get a bounty, hunt them down, kill them, go collect your reward. Tales are side missions, helping people across Yotei. These are simple missions such as finding a missing person, picking something up, dropping something off. They're quite simple missions. Myths are just like Tales, but way bigger, having cutscenes, usually having a new area of the map, bigger story, better rewards, aka through gear. And the final mission being the Sensei missions. These missions unlock new weapons and skills. When not completing missions, you will be doing one of the many activities. There is a total of 12-ish activities, being the Bamboo Strikes, the Zenji Haji game, Hot Springs, Inari Shrines, Pillars of the Fallen, Shamasun Songs, Shrines, Altar of Reflections, Sumi Paintings, Wolf Bonds, Occupied Locations, Puzzle Boxes. So let's go through them. Bamboo Strikes return from the first game. I believe that they, I think they're the same purpose. It's to increase spirit. The Zenji Haji game, I don't know how to pronounce it, is a new activity. It's basically gambling for coins and charms. It's a simple game. You flick a coin to make it hit another coin while hitting any other coin, so one coin, and making sure they don't fall off the table. High key, the shit is kind of addicting and tough, because if you miss one shot, you more than likely gonna lose. The AI do not play. Hot Springs returns as well from Tsushima, and it still increases health. Also, to keep the butt shot alive when entering. With that being said, Jin got more ass than Atsu. Inari Shrines, again, I believe they're in Tsushima as well. It's basically follow the fox. So, they lead you to something, usually a minor charm, sometimes another activity. Pillar of the Fallen is a pillar dedicated for people that died. You get their sword kits, so a new skin for your sword. AK making Atsu rob their graves, making her a grave robber. The Shamasun songs, if that's how you say it, are places where Atsu can go and learn new songs to play on her, like the Shamasun, her Asian banjo. Shrines are places that hold charms that are similar to the Inari shrines, but they are tough to reach. And as a reward, they give better charms, aka major charms, when compared to like the Inari shrines, which gives minor charms. It also gives high ground to use a spyglass better for finding new places and activities. Altar reflections are altars that allow you to learn new techniques, aka their skill points, allowing for upgrades and new skills to be learned. Sumi paintings are locations that Atsu can go to paint, earning some more vanity gear, aka different color skins for her gear, aka more grip. Wolf Bond, following a wolf to take out poachers, increasing Atsu's bond with the wolf, allowing for skill upgrades. Occupied locations, you take down an occupied location, freeing it from the rule of Yotei 6, and you get rewarded in Altar Reflection. There is another activity that I haven't unlocked it so far, and I just lied. I did unlock it. I unlocked it while writing this. Turns out the activity is a puzzle box that you have to solve. It gives you some form of reward, like more vanity, so more grip. Speaking of unlocked, the way to even get to these activities, as I said earlier, is to find them, either by stumbling upon them, being told about them, seeing them with the spyglass, following the yellow bird, buying maps, or following the wind. You can even set which activities the wind can track, thanks to the songs that I was talking about earlier. Learning new songs allow for the wind to find the nearest of whatever activity, even if it's hidden on the map. The activities being bamboo strikes, new items, wolf den, and shrines. And if you're not doing any of this, you're more than likely riding around collecting resources you're going to need, because this game is tough, and by this, I'm talking about gameplay. Ghost of Yotei gameplay is a step up in both terms of combat and difficulty. Truth be told, the combat is tough. I don't know how, but they must have put the soul or the essence of one of them niggas that hate women or don't want women in games, period, because the way the computer be coming at Atsu is mad aggressive. It's like they take a second to recognize that it's not Jen and just decides to go all out. Like, they will attack you while you find someone else. The respect of 1v1 is lost, to the point that you can't always get your attack off. You know what it's like? It's like that scene from Justice League, that animated series, where the thug is running through the alley, and when he turns around and sees that it's Black Canary chasing him and not like Batman, he just immediately rocks her shit. The game is just like that. Thankfully, Atsu was able to survive due to her weapons and gear. Gear is consisted of all your weapons, charms, outfits. So, let's break everything down. Outfits consist of a helmet, a mask, armor, shamsung, and saddle. Everything is for cosmetics, appearance, except for the armor. Armor actually matters since each piece gives different bonuses, such as giving more health, doing more damage with the robles, arrows doing more damage, etc. Which is why they are usually unlocked through myths. Each piece of armor can be upgraded, make them stronger. Speaking of bonuses and upgrades, charms are also a part of gear. Different charms also give different bonuses, such as fire arrows set the ground on fire in a X amount of radius. Blocked arrows might go into your inventory, do more damage at lower health, etc. And certain charms are also upgradable, being the major charms. They can be upgraded via doing whatever it says to do, such as killing enemies with headshots from arrows, assassinating enemies, yada yada. With all these choices, switching between all of them would be a hassle, which is why they have loadouts. New to the game is loadouts. They allow for you to make builds. You get the 5 loadouts, and if you don't know what to add, just follow one of the 6 possible attributes, being the Onry, melee, range, defense, utility, and stealth. It shows you how much each is in the build right here in like the left hand corner. And the builds would be useless if we didn't talk about the combat. Combat shares its DNA from Tsushima, using a combination of the square and triangles to fight. Square for fast attacks and triangle for strong attacks, slash to stagger enemies. Nothing new if you played the last game, but what is new is what you fight with. Unlike the previous game that focused on the sword and using different stances, this time around, its combat is focused on using a multitude of weapons. Atsu uses 5 weapons, being the Wolf Blade, Dual Katana Yari, the Kui Saragama, and the Odachi. Each weapon having its own abilities and purpose. The Wolf Blade is your first and main weapon, being able to take on most, if not all, enemies. The Dual Katanas is excellent against foes that use longer range weapons, such as the Yara and spears. The Yara is for foes that have longer range weapons that outreach blades, so the Kurisaka, the chain weapon is what there's a chain weapon. The chain weapon is what I'm gonna call it. Speaking of that, the chain weapon is used for when you go against groups or people with shields. And the last weapon is the Odachi, aka the big sword. It's for larger brute foes. It's like the stances from the first game, aka like a rock, paper, scissors type thing, but the rock can beat paper sometimes if you try a tad bit harder. These aren't the only weapons that you can use. You can also have ranged weapons such as bows, guns, and consumables. I haven't gotten any guns yet, so I'm not going to speak about them, but the bows are just like the ones from the previous game. Speaking of the last game, there are 3 brand new techniques that I noticed that are added to the game, being the wolf, throwing weapons, and camping. Ever so often while fighting, you might get assisted by the wolf. It's a wolf that helps you fight. You can even call it before handling camps if you upgrade it enough, so that it helps during fights and doing like cool takedowns, assassinations, and other stuff such as like wolf standoff. The other thing, throwing weapons, exactly what it sounds like. Being able to pick weapons up and throw them for an insta kill. Both things that run on chance mean that you will sometimes get them, other times you won't, but you can make builds that increase their odds. And the last thing was camping. You can set up camp pretty much anywhere. Camping is basically restores Atsu's spirit. It fully restores it, restores health, allows her to make ammo, basically any of her throwables / range weapons, anything that runs on like range weapons such as the arrows or guns, I'm guessing, and bombs. She can cook. Cooking usually gives her bonuses and buffs such as doing more damage or stealth, getting better at stealth, having enemies detect you less, things of that nature. Something else that's unique is that while camping, one of the people from the wolf pack usually shows up. So you don't have to go to them, they come to you. But I think it's randomized. So yeah. Oh yeah, going back to speaking of increasing odds. Upgrades. There's a total of 4 areas you can upgrade, being the Onry, melee, range, and wolf. Range. No. Onry, melee, revenge, and wolf. My mistake. The first 3 are upgrades. Upgrade through the altars of reflection, and the wolf is upgraded through the wolf den. Each area focuses on different aspects of Atsu. The Onry section is for basic skills, melee is for the different weapons, revenge is for her miscellaneous skills such as like horseback riding, and the wolf is, you guessed it, for the wolf. Something that I forgot to mention is Atsu's Onry screen. It takes the place of the ghost stance. It frightens enemies, causing them to stop moving for a little while. Usually one person to drop, that's a free kill, but everybody just kind of stands there scared. It's not as strong as the original ghost stance, but it is excellent to break up the fight if you start getting overwhelmed. Speaking of becoming overwhelmed, you will sometimes die, but not always. 3 things can happen. Either A, you do die and you get a game over, you restart. B, the wolf comes and he gives you like a second chance. It allows Atsu to get herself back up so you can fight again. Or C, you get kidnapped. It's pretty neat. What else is pretty neat is the settings of the actual game, not the time period, the actual settings of the game. The game supports a series of things that you can change in settings, but the ones I care about is the mic and the Watanabe mode. The mic mode, it makes the game bloodier, more blood, more mud. Brings camera up tight, closer while fighting, makes it more cinematic, in my opinion. And the other one, it adds lo-fi, so you get lo-fi music while riding through the world. With all that out the way, I think it's time to talk about comic, because this game has some issues. First things first, combat can be a little lackluster in the sense of they could have done more with various weapons, made a deeper system. Like I always thought they could do like combos, switching between each weapons, kind of like Devil May Cry, but you know, somewhat grounded. Like I could see Atsu using her chain to like grab enemies and maybe switch it up, like grab them, knock them down, then switch to the Yari because that has like more range that allows her to do like a unique jump. But whatever, something that I thought would have been cool. Speaking of grounded, why can't Atsu throw any of her weapons even though she can toss similar weapons? Like what makes a katana that Atsu picked up versus the wolf blade or even the Yara, which is damn near a regular spear? Like why can't she toss them? Like there's a system where your weapons get knocked out of your hand. Like if you see a yellow and they hit you with it, your weapon goes flying. So you can also pick it up. So why can't we just toss it? Or maybe it does in like later on in the gameplay. I'm not sure. While we're on the topic of weapons, both the chain weapon and the Odachi feels kind of out of place. The chain weapon feels like a poor man's blade of chaos, and that's fine. I just wish the regular attack was more AoE type attacks instead of the regular punching / stabbing. But it makes up for it with the assassination moves that goes with the weapon. It allows you to assassinate people from a greater range than them walking up on you. So I guess that makes up for it. But the Odachi just feels weird. It's a give and take weapon. It has massive damage, but the cons being it's slow and it's focused on tanking damage. It even gives buff, if I'm not mistaken, where you take less damage. You don't flinch when attacking, when you're attacked, while you're attacking. But it doesn't match well with the don't get hit build up to your stance gameplay. And by that I mean the ghost stance. It doesn't feel the Oniri scream. It feels weird out of place in my opinion. Another thing that well, maybe I'm just ass. That could be it. Another thing, the blood squirt is a OD. It sounds like one of those, like, okay, we're all adults, right? It sounds like one of them porn animations with like the conflation / overfill. Kind of like a, who does it? Like Rich 3D. If they do they make animations? I've seen their work. Or like, what was that? Amazonian. Who else? I can't think. Why am I listening porn animators? We just take a listen for yourself. This is how it sounds.
Here's the message for your kitsune. This land doesn't belong to you.
Another thing, this is me nitpicking. Language feels kind of off or out of place / time. One example is when enemies call Atsu a bitch. It just comes out sounding really modern. Even though the word bitch, its origins came from like the 14th century. Even from then, it came from like the Norse. So technically, they have access to the word. It just feels weird. That's not really a problem. It's just me nitpicking. But my biggest problem is the game looks great. So what the fuck is the rest of the photo mode? Like, why can't I move these scenes around? And why don't they have stickers or more ways to style the pictures? Like, I believe if they took it they should take notes from that Spider-Man game. I think it was Spider-Man Miles Morales, and their photo modes, how that was done. Like, it had a bunch of like, I don't want to say a bunch of stuff, but a bunch of ways to take photos. I'm complaining about the photo mode. What the hell is wrong with me? Alright, I'm done. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Also, check out some of my work. I got a Helldivers half-ass review. I have a whatchamacallit, a playlist. What? What the hell am I trying to promote? Oh, my Walking Dead Season 1 kill count. I'm trying to promote that. Go ahead, check that out. With that being said, the galaxy needs me. Farewell.
In both face and mind, are free for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mind.